All right, let's ditch the daily grind for a bit and dive into a world where tech meets luxury. We're heading to Marbella, Spain, a place that's becoming a haven for tech execs and digital nomads.
It's interesting, right? It's way more than just beaches and sunshine.
Sure.
This article we're looking at, Lifestyle Benefits for Tech Executives in Marbella. It's from Elite Villas Marbella, a luxury real estate company.
Ah, okay.
And it really gets into what's driving this whole trend.
So we're not just talking about a vacation spot, are we? This article makes Marbella sound like a place where you could actually live and work and do it in style. What really stood out to you about that vision?
Well, what I found fascinating is how the article seems to be tapping into something that's becoming more and more common, especially among people in tech.
Yeah.
It's like there's this feeling that the old always hustling mentality isn't really working anymore.
Yeah.
People are starting to look for a more balanced way of life, a
Mhm.
way to be successful without burning out. And Marbella is kind of presenting itself as this place where you can actually have it all.
Okay, but is it really that easy to just switch off from a high-pressure job? Even if you're, like, surrounded by amazing beaches and luxury villas, I mean,
That's the big question, isn't it? The article does highlight all the luxurious amenities these villas have: gyms, solar panels, smart home tech. But I think it goes a bit deeper than that.
okay.
It's about creating an environment that's designed to cater to every part of a tech executive's life so they can easily blend work and leisure.
So it's not really about escaping work altogether, but more about designing a lifestyle where work and life are kind of woven together more seamlessly.
Exactly. And it's interesting how they're bringing in this element of sustainability, too.
Yeah, right?
The focus on things like solar panels and eco-friendly design, it shows a growing awareness of being environmentally responsible, even in this world of luxury living.
Definitely. And the article doesn't just focus on individual luxury either. There's
Yeah.
a lot of talk about community and networking, especially for those in the tech industry.
Absolutely. It really emphasizes that Marbella isn't just a place to escape to, it's a place to connect with people. They talk about tech events, conferences, meetups, all pointing to a really active and growing tech community there.
And then there's that mention of Elite Villas Marbella's Elite Circle. Can you break that
Mhm.
down a bit? What does that actually mean?
Yeah, it seems like they're creating an exclusive network within their luxury properties. Residents get access to special events and networking opportunities.
I see.
It's a way to create a community feeling among people who share similar interests and maybe even help those business collaborations get going.
Sounds like a pretty smart strategy. They're not just selling properties, they're selling a whole lifestyle, a network, a sense of belonging.
Precisely. And that can be super appealing to tech executives who are often traveling, working remotely, and looking for a place where they can connect with others.
All of this sounds incredibly appealing, but let's be real for a second. Is this tech utopia accessible to everyone? The article focuses on luxury villas and exclusive circles. It doesn't exactly scream affordable, does it?
You're right, the question of accessibility is definitely there. The article mentions how Marbella is attractive to digital nomads, highlighting the reliable internet and co-working spaces.
Right.
But the main emphasis is still on that high-end living.
And they specifically point out that Elite Villas Marbella offers free Tesla Starlink internet in their properties.
Yeah.
They're clearly targeting a certain type of client, someone who expects seamless connectivity and a high-tech work experience, even if they're on vacation or working remotely.
It seems like they're trying to cater to both groups,
Yeah.
the high-powered tech exec and the location-independent digital nomad.
So it's not just about working from anywhere, it's about working from anywhere in style, with all the bells and whistles you could possibly need. But what about life outside of work? The article highlights Marbella's leisure activities too, right?
Yes.
World-class dining, golf courses, those incredible beaches, it's all there.
Yes, and I think it's important to note they're not just listing these activities as perks. They're suggesting a whole way of life. It's not just about relaxing on the beach, it's about hiking in the mountains, exploring the historic old town, enjoying fine dining, being active and engaged while still enjoying luxury.
So it's a more active, carefully curated kind of leisure, tailored to a specific mindset and demographic.
Exactly. It's not just about escaping work. It's about embracing a certain way of life. And that seems to be at the heart of Marbella's appeal. This place where you can work hard, play hard, and live well, all while surrounded by beauty and luxury.
This has been a fascinating look at the lifestyle being offered in Marbella. Stick with us as we dive even deeper into this tech-infused paradise.
Picking up where we left off, this whole idea of Marbella as a tech paradise, it does raise some interesting questions. The article paints a pretty glossy picture, but, there's always another side to these things.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's easy to get caught up in the whole luxury thing and forget about the potential downsides. What are some things that might not be obvious right away?
Well, for one, there's the potential impact on the people who already live there.
Right.
If there's a sudden influx of wealth and development, it could lead to higher costs of living,
Yeah.
which could push out longtime residents and create a kind of economic divide.
That's something we've seen in other cities that have become tech hubs.
Yeah.
It's that push and pull between progress and preserving what's already there.
Exactly. And while attracting digital nomads sounds great, you also have to consider the risk of creating a population that's always coming and going,
Yeah.
which could affect that sense of community and local culture.
So it's like a global influx of talent can bring new ideas and energy, but it also needs to be managed carefully to avoid changing the character of the community too much.
Precisely. It's about striking a balance, welcoming new residents while preserving what makes Marbella unique. And there's another thing we haven't really talked about yet, the potential downsides of this always connected tech lifestyle, even in a beautiful place like Marbella.
It does seem a bit contradictory, doesn't it? Trying to find a better work-life balance in a place that's essentially set up to keep you plugged in 24/7.
It's a little ironic, and it highlights how important it is to set boundaries, even in an environment that kind of blurs the lines between work and play. Think about it. You're surrounded by stunning beaches, world-class golf, exciting nightlife. It would be so easy to never really disconnect.
So even in a paradise like that, you have to make a conscious effort to switch off and recharge. That's an important point.
Absolutely. It's about being intentional with your time and energy no matter where you are. But to be fair, Elite Villas Marbella does kind of touch on this on their website, even if it's not directly stated.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, they emphasize smart luxury living a lot. They showcase properties with things like automated lighting, temperature control, security systems, all that stuff.
So it's all about seamlessly integrating tech into everyday life, making your home super luxurious, but also efficient.
Right. But think about it. Those features can also contribute to a sense of control and personalization. Imagine being able to adjust your environment with just your voice, or having your home basically anticipate your needs.
I get what you mean. It's not just convenience. It's about creating a space that truly reflects your personal preferences and routines.
Exactly. And they talk a lot about the importance of panoramic views, especially of the Mediterranean. Imagine waking up to that every day. It could be incredibly restorative.
That would be amazing for sure. And for those tech execs who are all about data and efficiency, those details would be a big selling point. It's like extending that desire for optimization and personalization to their living space.
And it's not just individual needs either. Elite Villas Marbella also showcases properties that are perfect for families. Spacious living areas, private gardens, even home offices.
So they're acknowledging that a truly fulfilling lifestyle goes beyond just work and individual things. It's about creating a space that supports a balanced life for families as well.
Right. And they definitely play up the exclusivity factor too, using phrases like elite circle and Marbella's finest homes to appeal to a certain type of client.
Yeah, it's a smart marketing strategy, playing into that desire for belonging and status that often comes with success in the tech world.
But it's not just about exclusivity. They also emphasize the community aspect and the networking opportunities Marbella has to offer. Mentioning events, conferences, those kinds of things.
So they're acknowledging that even in a world that's becoming more and more digital, those face-to-face interactions and personal connections are still important for success and well-being.
Exactly. They're selling a lifestyle that combines individual aspirations with a sense of community.
This is so interesting. It's amazing to see how a real estate company isn't just selling houses, but a whole curated experience,
Right.
tapping into those deeper desires and anxieties of a specific group of people.
And it really makes us think critically about the implications of this tech-driven lifestyle that Marbella represents.
Definitely. All right, so we've explored this vision of Marbella as this tech-infused paradise. But let's pull back for a second and look at the bigger picture. What does all of this mean in a broader sense?
Well, what's happening in Marbella, it's really part of this global trend, the rise of what you might call lifestyle cities.
Okay.
These places, they attract people not just with jobs, but with a whole package, amenities, culture, a certain vibe. It's like they're competing for residents,
Right.
especially those highly skilled professionals who can work from anywhere.
So it's not just about companies trying to attract employees anymore.
Right.
Cities are actually becoming brands,
Right.
carefully crafting their image to appeal to a certain type of person.
Exactly. And the places that will win in this game are the ones that can offer this compelling blend of professional opportunity and personal fulfillment, and maybe even a bit of glamour, too.
Yeah.
And Marbella seems to have really figured that out, at least for a certain part of the tech world. But it does make you wonder about the future of work and how cities will develop.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if more and more people can work remotely, will we see a shift away from those traditional business hubs?
Yeah.
Could places like Marbella become the new Silicon Valleys?
It's a really intriguing possibility, and if that were to happen, what would it mean for places that don't have those natural advantages? Like the beaches and sunshine, the luxury infrastructure that's already there.
I guess the whole game has changed then, hasn't it? It's
Yeah.
not just about jobs anymore. It's about building an entire ecosystem that supports a fulfilling life.
And that's where things get really interesting because it makes you think about what really matters. What do people truly value? Is it the excitement of a big city,
Yeah.
the charm of a small town, or something in between?
And how much are we willing to put work-life balance first, even if it means maybe making some trade-offs,
Right.
like in career advancement or earning potential?
Yeah, those are tough questions, and there's not one answer that fits everyone.
No, for sure.
I think what Marbella really shows us is that the future of work and life is more and more about having choices. Yeah.
We have more options than ever before about where we live, how we work, how we spend our time. And that's exciting, but also a little overwhelming.
It definitely is. So, as we wrap up our deep dive into Marbella's tech-infused paradise, what's the main takeaway for our listeners?
Well, I'd say the key thing to remember is that Marbella gives us a peek into one possible future of work and life, but it's not the only one. I think what really matters is figuring out what your own personal vision of a tech paradise looks like. What are the things that are most important to you? What kind of environment would help you succeed, both personally and professionally?
That's some great advice. Keep those questions in mind as you navigate this world of work and life that's constantly changing. There really are so many possibilities out there. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Marbella. Keep that curiosity going, keep exploring, and we'll catch you on the next one.